I found an article about Hunt a Killer, which is a subscription murder mystery box game that is doing wildly well, and especially during coronavirus, they are doing even better. The founders are actually childhood friends. After high school graduation, they kind of took different paths.
So I was a beach bum straight out of high school. Like I moved down to the beach and I spent about 5 or 6 years just kind of working hotel jobs, and it was a really fun time, but definitely not the most straightest line into college. I didn't end up actually going to a traditional 4-year university until after our first business venture.
The Navy actually sent me to college, but I enlisted right out of high school. So I was one of those 17-year-olds with my mom's signature saying that the Navy owns me, and went to boot camp at 17, shipped out November of 2002, and then spent about 15 years in the Navy.
Hunt a Killer actually began as a live event that was on a 200-acre campground. They had kind of like this weird story, and people were split into teams, and it was sort of a scavenger hunt. And they actually ended up making money from that, but it was about netting $10,000, and eager to quit their day jobs, that him and Derek thought, how can we scale this? So that's how the idea of the subscription box came. And literally in 2 weeks from the event, 2 weeks later, they started shipping out these boxes. So it was a quick pivot. Hunt a Killer's bread and butter is the subscription murder mystery box games.
The experience, I believe, is much richer for when you pull the piece of paper out and you can feel, you can feel the indent of the typewriter that this character supposedly used. The choices that character made in order to select that specific piece of paper communicates information, and it helps us make the story feel more real.
If you 2015, 2016, Loot Crates, Birchbox, like these were the years of subscription boxes. Mm-hmm. And so like we naturally looked at that type of business model and said, like, what if we could actually deliver this story that we had created for this venue? What if we could actually package it with physical items and clues and correspondence and ship it out each month?
By 2017, they had, I believe, 25,000 members. Today, they have about 100,000. Last year, they earned about 27 million in revenue. And this year, for 2020, it's a projection of 50 million. So clearly before coronavirus, they were doing, wildly well for this new game, especially something low tech. But coronavirus has definitely accelerated their growth. An analyst that I spoke to for the story, who's been tracking this industry for 20 years, says that the space of tabletop games has increased 37%, which she says she's never seen before in her whole history of tracking the industry. So there's clearly this newfound need for it as people are stuck at home, they're with their families, bored, looking for something to do, might as well solve a murder. It definitely seems like it has legs. They just got onto Amazon, selling a new one-off experience. They're kind of picturing it as a similar business model to Harry's Razors or Quip toothbrushes, where the main business is the subscription, but they bring people in through retail. So, neither of these guys had MBAs. They both went to school, but it wasn't their main, bag. Ryan wanted to be in the Navy and, still is actually in the reserves. They just come from very untraditional paths to being these entrepreneurs that now have this business that's doing really well, which, is a good lesson, I think. Failing multiple times until you find something that works. And that's kind of what they did.